Hey guys, and welcome back to another scan review on the Simple Guy channel. In today's video, we're taking a look at this TabScan X7 diagnostic system, which supports 5 special functions and can do full system diagnosis. This scanner can also code VAG group cars such as the Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, etc., and has other very advanced features. Let's take a quick look at what comes in the box and the scanner itself, and then plug it into my car and see those features in action. Alright, so it comes in this nice little fancy box. I put all the little wrapping paper that came with it in here. There's not much other information other than the actual scanner name, as well as the QR codes for the manual and the app. Then when you open it, it comes in this super cool pouch or bag or whatever you want to call it. It's hard shell with very nice material on the top and a very solid zipper. This will not break, you know, when you throw it down in the garage or put it in your car or whatever it may be. So we open that up. You got your manual. We'll take a look at that in a second. A cleaning cloth, since this is a touchscreen device. You got your nice thick long cable to plug it into your OBD2 port. That power brick, like I said, standard USB, and a little cable to charge it, micro USB. All right, now the actual scanner is here under this soft pad. You can open that up and pull it out. I have updated mine already, and it took, I would say, not more than about 5 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna take the protective film off. This is a reflective 7-inch LCD screen, which very nice for, you know, any kind of diagnostics tool. I've used a lot of them, and it seems like all of them use a very old school screen. So it's nice to see a nice modern screen on a device like this. At the back here, you have a nice little kind of support, so you can lay it down however you like. It's sticky on both sides, so you can put it at any position and it will stick to that position. It's coated in this like rubberized coating, very nice in the hands, doesn't slip. Don't know how well it's gonna wear, but it seems fine. At the top, that's the plug for the OBD2 cable. You also have your USB plug for charging and micro SD slot in here. This device comes with a 16 gigs of storage, so you can definitely take advantage of that, and you don't actually need to plug in a micro SD card. Now let's take a very quick look at the operating system itself before I plug it into the car and see what it can do. So like I said, on the left here we have our standard kind of Android system. Not very familiar with it, but I'm sure you guys are. You do have your settings menu, so you can go in here and you know, change a variety of different things. One thing you will have to go in here for is the network, so you have to connect it to the Wi-Fi if you'd like to update it. You also are able to connect different Bluetooth devices and cast it. So if you have a, you know, a TV or let's say a monitor or something like that where you can cast to, you can definitely use that. So you can display it on the big screen, especially if you're working with a customer or something like that. And you can connect the printer to print reports. Like I said, for customers, probably would be the best bet here. You can go here into the battery and see, you know, how long it's been since it's charged, all that kind of information. Well, I'm sure it's useful for some people, but what I found useful was changing the display from sleeping from like, you know, 15 seconds or a minute to 10 minutes, so it doesn't turn off on me every time I'm reading something. So, you know, a lot of useful changes that you can make in here, and I'll actually have, what is it, 17 gigs free with 47% use, so I believe that's going to be, what, 32 gigs of storage. You can also reset the system if you want to sell it. You can definitely, you know, reset everything to brand new and be safe without having to share any of your information. But if you go back to the main menu, we have different options in here. We have diagnosis, service, coding, new energy, ECO, OBD report, update. So that's the update that I was talking about earlier. You can go in here, see if there's any software available for an update. Obviously, I've already updated mine. There's another page in here. A lot of this stuff is Useful, obviously, like the settings in here, you can change the settings within the actual diagnostic system settings. So you can go change the units, language, enable tips, choose what search engine it uses, look in your storage, and see which system it actually runs on. This, I believe, is 8.1 Android. Back at the main menu, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. I will not be able to show you coding. This is only available for the VAG group of cars, which is these cars right here. So as you can see, none of the other cars are available, but you are able to code these 4 makes of cars, or I guess it's all under one group. Unfortunately, like I said, cannot show you this as I don't have one of these cars available for me to test on. But from what I read, it works very well. And honestly, coding usually requires a very, very expensive tool. So this device being about 300 bucks, I think that's a steal. Another thing that I'm not going to be able to show you is the new energy functions. What they mean by new energy here is electrical vehicles. So if you have a BMW i3, i8 or something like that, or different Chrysler Dodge products, or the Mini Electric, you will be able to go in here and actually scan the car and see what's going on. You can pull the codes and be able to actually troubleshoot it, because I know most of the devices that I have reviewed recently are not able to do pretty much anything with an electric vehicle unless it's something very, very basic. So yeah, very, very cool features. Like I said, unfortunately we'll not be able to show you these two. Let's go plug this into the car, show you the diagnosis functions, the service functions, and discuss some of the other stuff that's in here. Alrighty, so I am in my BMW 550 F10, and before I plug the device into the car, let's go over the manual very quickly. Well, this is a starting guide, but this is all you really need. It's well written, so I like that a lot. Gives you all the information that you need, what comes in the box, what the different buttons do, how to use the stand, all of that information, how to log in, where to go, how to enter your Wi-Fi password so you can connect and update the system. You will need to enter some information in order to register, in order to update. I only needed to enter my email and a password, and that's it. So it's telling you how to update the system and all that good information. In case there is an not iOS, Android operating system update, you can install that as well. And then it describes certain functions that you may not be familiar with. So definitely check that out before using the device. Very useful. All right, so now I'm gonna plug in the cable, the OBD2 cable, into the car. Okay, so you heard it beep. Now it is plugged in, and as you can see, there's already a little check mark, so it's connected. It's connected to my car. Now, first thing I'm gonna show you is the diagnosis menu button here, which is the first one on the left, and then we'll go through the rest of them and see what they do. All right, so I'm going to click on it and go to auto VIN. So I didn't want to select what car it is, and as you can see, it found it pretty much instantaneously. This is one of the huge benefits of this scanner compared to other ones. It finds the car very, very quickly, and not only that, it will also scan the car quickly as well. I've spent probably 15, 20, 30, 50 seconds waiting for certain scanners to identify the VIN number or do all the other stuff. As you can see, it just reset the car, so it turned the ignition off and then back on. And now we can scan all of the modules that are in the car, and look how quickly it scans it. That's incredible. Usually it goes like 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, it's already 40%. It's already gone through 40% of all of the modules. All right, so let it finish. Okay, so it has finished, and we can see which ones have some kind of issues. So this car access system has 4 codes, and if we keep scrolling, we see that the radio has an error, central gateway module. So a lot of these are kind of not really, nothing that you would actually care about. But let's see if you read the code. Okay, so it says that sometimes the signal on my door is not valid. So, I mean, yes, that is an actual code, but it's not something that's super important, as far as is my concern for my car. But look at all of these modules that it scanned. This is pretty amazing. And did you see how quickly it was? Have I mentioned it? Like, I'm very impressed at how quickly it scans all of these modules, because most of the devices, even the ones I have that are worth $500, they don't scan this quick. It just doesn't happen. But not only that, we can go into each individual module. So let's pick, like, I don't know, electronic fuel pump, right? We can read the codes, we can erase the codes, the BMW specific codes, or whichever make of car that you have. We can also look at the live data. So we can say measure data. We can look at all of these, all of this information, so such as the fuel pump voltage, current fuel pump. Obviously the car is not running right now, so it's not showing all of that stuff, but very, very cool. Let's go back and to this menu, and as you can see, there's another function that you will not see on pretty much, I don't know, anything under $500. Active test. So if we go in here, we can activate certain items within the module. So as an example, we can activate the fuel pump manually. So if I click activate, I hope you heard it. So the fuel pump in my car actually was running, and you can do different parts in here as well. So you can reset the control unit, you can activate the fuel pump until it builds up pressure, all of these things. And this isn't just for this module. Let me make it clear, it's for every single module in here. So if we go to instrument cluster, and like I said, you can still read the codes, look at the, erase the codes, look at the live data, and look how quickly it shows you, right? It can show you the outside temperature. So everything that your, combi instrument cluster would be showing, you can get that information through here as well, which is very, very cool. But we can also do the active tests. So we can engage the tachometer. Here, I'm gonna take my camera and actually show you live. It's gonna be a bit bumpy. All right, so now I'm gonna click on the scanner, activate. See that? So we can activate different parts in here. All right, I'm gonna go back and do oil temperature indicator. See, now it shows 250. Obviously my car hasn't been running, so it's not. And you can activate things like this pretty much everywhere. So we can do self-test as well. Look at that, activate. So we're activating all of these things with the scanner, which in my eyes is, I mean, pretty amazing. You can do a lot of testing and solve issues that, otherwise would be difficult to see. As an example, the self-test, you can check every single bulb, make sure there's no burnt out LEDs or anything like that within your, cluster. So things like that are very, very useful and one of the best features of this scanner. You can also run a report. So if you click on report, it's going to display all of the modules that have issues with the codes. So you have those in here, and you can always take a screenshot, or you can record like a little video basically. So now it's recording and things like that. All right, so let's go back again. So as you can see, this diagnosis function adds a lot of value. Not only can you read codes, delete codes, see live data within the actual modules, and the codes that are presented are the vehicle specific codes, not the generic stuff. You can of course look at the generic stuff in here as well, but that you can do with pretty much any device. Anyway, let's go to the second function. This is the service functions, or the special functions that this scanner offers. You have your oil reset. So obviously if you change your oil, you can reset it, and it supports, pretty much all cars. I would definitely check with the manufacturer before buying the device if you're buying it for a specific make. If you are buying it for a shop, you are pretty much covered. The next item is the EPB reset. So this is the electronic parking brake. If you have like a modern BMW such as this one, you will definitely need this function if you'd like to change your brakes. Every time you change the brakes, you have to release the electronic parking brake, and this will do it for you. So you would select your BMW, select which car you have, so F10, and notice how quickly everything loads. I can't stress this enough. A lot of these devices, you click and you wait and you wait and you wait. This just works. It's a newer version of what we've been using for years now. But as you can see, when you're replacing the rear brake pads, you would select this and the parking brake will release once you activate the function. All right, the next one is the throttle reset. So whenever you clean or replace the throttle, you can reset it. That way it goes basically to as it was new, and all of the adaptations are going to be erased. The next one, the SAS reset. Let's go in here, see what it shows us. And of course that stands for steering wheel angle sensor. So if you've reset, if you've done anything with the steering wheel or replaced the steering wheel or anything like that and you need to get it reset, you can definitely do it through here. All right, so once it loaded, you can see that we can do the steering angle sensor adjustment. This will calibrate your steering wheel to make sure your car goes straight when your wheel is straight as well. So very important for safety and other functions of your car as well. And the last one is battery matching. So this is basically registering the battery. Whenever you replace the battery on your car, you can go in here. Once again, I'm going to select BMW because that's the car that I'm in. BMW. Let's do auto scan, why not? So over here you have a couple options. You can see the description of intelligent battery and its sensor. There's a cable on these batteries that has special function, so you can kind of read more about that. And you can also perform and record battery replacements. You can once you replace the actual physical battery, you can go in here and record the replacement. This way your battery will not die when the car tries to charge it as if it was an old battery. So we can actually go in here and see if this has been, well, so yeah, my battery has been replaced at this many kilometers, so like 18,000 miles, I guess. As you can see, these 5 functions are very, very useful, and that's not the end of, the functions on this device. As I mentioned, coding, super cool, but unfortunately only available in these cars, so I'm not going to be able to show you this. New energy, so electric cars, very, very cool. If you're looking for a device that can support actual electric cars, this is the one for you. As long as, the electric car that you're buying is one of these makes that you see on the screen. One thing that I wanted to make very clear is that, of course, you can do the standard OBD scan. So if you go in here into diagnosis and scan, it will connect just like any other scanner, but of course this isn't the party trick or whatever you want to call it of this device. It can do so much more, but it can do this as well. So it's going to identify which protocol it uses, and we'll be able to see the generic codes. We'll be able to erase generic codes, as well as see PIDs or the live data from the car. They're not going to be BMW specific codes or BMW specific live data, but still very useful in certain situations. All right, so as you can see, it loaded, and we can go in here and see trouble codes. No codes found. We can see if the car is ready to pass emissions. Looks like everything's all right here. Let's go back. You can also look at the live data. This actually is a very good feature that most of the devices offer, but this one offers it as well. And as you can see, it found a ton of different PIDs, so all of this information is very easily available. So we can select some stuff that's kind of easy to show. And what you can do is you can graph it, and very, very nicely graph it. So that's the benefit of having one of these Android-based systems. The CPU in here is probably 20 times more powerful than your generic, scanner. So it can do stuff like this, and you can add a lot of different PIDs in here as well. All right, so a couple more things before I end this video. What are some of the pros of this scanner? Well, for $300, you get a lot of functionality that usually costs at least over $500 on other devices. The value goes through the roof if you own a VAG group car, as you get coding pretty much for free. I mean, you just don't see that in this price range. It also supports electric cars, big deal, as you know, those are becoming a lot more popular, and it's fast. I love how fast this device is. Some of the cons: updates are free for 18 months, which is honestly 6 more than the competition, but you will have to pay for those in the future. So that's something to consider. And coding is only available for the VAG group, which, you know, great if you own one of these cars. If not, you know, I guess you lose the coding functionality, but you still get all the other awesome features. So, in conclusion, this is a very capable tool that feels solid and offers far more than I expected. If the coding functionality was available for more vehicles, this would be a $1,200, tool any day. But if you don't necessarily need to do any coding and looking for quickly or just looking to quickly diagnose an issue on pretty much any vehicle, this might be the tool for you. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, check out the link in the description and leave a comment down below if you'd like me to compare this to any other scanner that I have reviewed in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.